Ashley Darby's husband, Michael Darby from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, is suing castmate Candiace Dillard Basset for $2 million, and you won't believe why. Also, in Housewives news, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman are divorcing, and something in the milk just ain't clean. You better believe we gonna talk about it though. Welcome back to Damien After Dark. If you're new here or you're not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button right below this video so you can get up-to-date content when I post. Also, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and like the video. When you do that, it shares it throughout the YouTube community to where more people like yourself can find us here and we can keep the party going. Last but not least, join the conversation. I want to hear what you have got to say about these scandalous, juicy stories that we're about to get into. All right. So first of all, we'll start with Michael Darby and Candiace Dillard Basset. If you've been watching the Real Housewives of Potomac, you know that there's no secret that Ashley and Candiace don't like one another, and they've argued back and forth so much for years, to the point to where this past season, Candiace let it all out and spilled all of Ashley and Michael's business, telling the group of women and telling Ashley, your husband goes and gets his dick sucked by this, they bleep the man's name out, by some man, and pays him for it. And it's just been a shitstorm ever since. So now, since this has aired and since this has happened and it's out there in the world, the allegation is out there, Michael Darby is stepping forward and doing what a lot of people have been doing now lately in the media. If you look at Cardi B suing Tasha K, you look at Nicki Minaj suing the YouTuber who talked about her son and said that she had allegedly done cocaine. And now you got Michael going after Candiace when it comes to the things that she said. So we're going to get into this TMZ article with what they officially had to say, because, you know, TMZ is usually about 90% correct with everything that they report. Excuse me, y'all, I have a sore throat. But we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of what really happened. So look, Real Housewives of Potomac star Michael Darby is taking Candiace Dillard Basset to court for defamation after she claimed that he offered up cash to have sexual relations with another man. According to legal documents obtained by TMZ, Ashley Darby's husband is suing Candiace over comments that she made during the latest season of The Real Housewives of Potomac, where she didn't hold back during one of her arguments with Ashley. So this is what she said verbatim, quote, in the argument that she had with Ashley. On the show, Candiace tells Ashley, your husband likes to leave you and go to a man named Blank's house and suck his dick. Now, she never says who the guy is, but Candiace later claims that Michael paid this man for sex. Michael paying for the pussy, ain't he? Now, Michael's calling it all BS on all of it. He also said that he sent her a cease and desist letter earlier in the year regarding her comments, but claims she has yet to retract any of her allegations. So Michael's attorney sent this cease and desist letter out. For those that don't know what that is, that's a letter saying, you know, you need to pretty much cease, stop what you're saying, or we're going to take further legal action. But Candiace, apparently, that didn't stop her, and she didn't retract any of the allegations. I guess in the cease and desist letter, they wanted her to say, hey, this was not true. I said it because I was mad, yada, yada, yada. Now, Michael wants $2 million in damages to make things right. Fans of the show know that Candiace and the Darbys have had a long-standing beef, with her calling Michael and Ashley out numerous times. Now, it looks like the latest incident took things too far, though, at least according to Michael. So that was from TMZ. Here's my thing regarding this whole situation. I don't think this will go anywhere. I don't think Candiace is going to have to pay Michael Darby $2 million. And for a couple of reasons here. Number one, contractually, it's been made aware multiple times by Andy and other housewives that there is a clause in their contracts that state when you work for Bravo as a talent, you cannot sue other cast members. Because of the fact they're always arguing, they're always throwing out accusations, and if you allowed them to sue one another, there would be court documents on court documents on court documents of different Bravo stars suing one another. And also that would bring Bravo into the middle where they would have to get involved with different things and bring their lawyers in. So they just do not allow any of the Bravo talent to sue other castmates, which I think is a smart decision. So I don't think Michael will be able to do this. Now, if it was some random guy on the street he was suing that had said these things, maybe it might go a different direction. However, he is suing Candiace, who is a cast member on the show. Michael may not have filmed this season. However, he did film, or he did sign a release to be on film. He also did sign a contract, and in that contract it states you cannot sue other cast members. You may not be a cast member of this show anymore, Michael, but Candiace is, and you were involved in it as well. So you know the deal, you can't sue. And she even made the statements on the show. Everything is show related, so it's going to make it difficult for him to sue her and get this $2 million. Now, here's another thing. When it comes to defamation, those are things that are really hard to prove in the court of law, defamation cases. And my thing is, how are you going to prove to the court, to the judges, to the jury, to everyone that she's making false accusations when the accusations are allegedly true? Look, I say allegedly because do we know concrete? No. But what we do know is we've seen pictures of Michael Darby in hotel rooms in his underwear. We know that he's touched a cameraman's butt. Right? Is that even alleged? No, that actually happened, right? It happened on the show. They aired it on the show. It's quite obvious after the way he acts around Juan, how he also said he wanted to suck Juan's dick. Remember that seasons ago? I believe that too. You grabbed a cameraman's butt. You said you wanted to suck Juan's dick. Then you got Candiace saying that a man contacted her. She didn't just say that she just heard this rumor. She said someone contacted her on Instagram, and Candiace doesn't seem to be a liar. This man contacted her on Instagram and told her, hey, I hooked up with Michael Darby and he paid me. I feel like it's all very believable. Michael is an older man. He likes these younger men and women, allegedly. And look what he's did with Ashley. He showered her with gifts, put her up in this nice posh penthouse. Who's to say he wouldn't pay a male for sex? A 70-something-year-old man. Are you going to be able to prove that, Michael? Do we need to roll footage? Do we need to roll the tapes back? Sucking Juan's dick? Wanting to suck Juan's dick, allegedly. The grabbing of the cameraman's butt. I mean, if I was a juror and I'd seen all that, I'm not going to think it's defamation. I'm going to think it's just the truth. Now, I know defamation goes deeper and it can go into, well, if it affected their business and yada, yada, yada. That's a whole other YouTube video that we could do. But just in my general opinion, I don't think this will go anywhere. I do want to know from you at home watching what you think about the whole situation with Michael Darby suing Candiace. Do you feel like this lawsuit will go anywhere and Candiace will ultimately end up having to pay him this $2 million? Or do you think it's going to fall through? And due to Michael's contract, he's not going to be able to sue Candiace. Now, some of y'all may say, well, he's not on the show anymore, so is his contract valid? A lot of these contracts and these clauses have extensions. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do this for example, you can't sue another cast member XY many years after the show. Who knows what's in the contract? We'll have to just wait till this plays out and see how it all goes down. But I do want to hear from all of you what you think about it in the comments. So make sure you join the conversation and let me know. All right. Moving on. Let's talk about Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is just a little housewives video. I guess it's all housewives that we're talking about here. Y'all know Drew. She joined Housewives of Atlanta, what, 2-3 seasons ago? She's got that fine husband, Ralph Pittman. Well, they have announced that they are filing for divorce after 9 years of marriage. Now, according to People magazine, this is all cited from them. Ralph exclusively shared with People by saying, quote, "Unfortunately, we have made the difficult decision to move on to our next chapters. The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman, are officially ending their marriage. People can exclusively confirm. Love is a beautiful thing," Pittman, 37, said in an exclusive statement to People. "Unfortunately, we have made the difficult decision to move on to the next chapters in our lives, independent of each other. Drew and I have decided to file for divorce. We have 3 amazing young children, and their mindset and growth is what is most important. As we navigate this difficult time, I ask that you please respect our privacy." Now, Drew added in a statement, Drew is also 37, she added in a statement, "After 8 years of wholeheartedly fighting for my marriage, I have made the agonizing decision to release my husband with love. To release my husband with love. Although Ralph and I have decided to move forward separately, the hope is to remain friends so that we can co-parent responsibly. In spite of our very public life, I am asking for privacy during this difficult time as my children and I learn how to navigate our new beginnings." Now, according to the documents that were obtained by People, Ralph's petition for divorce was filed in Gwinnett County on Monday. People also obtained documents that confirms Drew lodged her own divorce petition an hour before Pittman. So was it like y'all was racing to the courthouse to see who could file first? Is that what was going on, Drew and Ralph? What's going on? Now, Ralph listed the couple's separation date as February the 19th, while Drew claims they have been separated since last Thursday, February 23rd. Now, though documents from Pittman or Ralph, like he was using his last name as Pittman, but though documents from Ralph request joint and legal and physical custody of their children, Drew petitions that there is no chance or hope for reconciliation between the spouses. She wants joint legal but temporary and permanent primary physical custody. She wants joint legal but temporary and permanent primary physical. So she wants them to have joint, like she wants them both to be able to keep the children, but temporary and permanent primary physical custody. I don't know. Anyway, Drew on Wednesday submitted an amended divorce filing with an explosive set of allegations against Ralph, claiming that he is a serial cheater and adulterer who abused her mentally, financially, and at one point got physically aggressive with her. So, Drew is spilling it all out in her divorce filing, saying this man was physically abusive to me at one point, physically aggressive. She didn't say abusive, physically aggressive with me at one point, is a serial cheater and an adulterer. Now, Drew, and we're gonna get into the accusations that she made in a moment, but Drew and Ralph married in August of 2014. They later welcomed a son, Malachi, in 2015 and a daughter, Anaya, in February 2018. Drew also has an 11-year-old son, Josiah, which y'all have seen on the show. He's from a previous relationship. And you know that many of their marriage woes were chronicled on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we got to see a lot of their marriage issues play out. Y'all remember the Tampa trip. Remember when Drew up and went to Tampa? I don't even think he really told Drew till he got there. She finds out he's in Tampa, and he won't tell her why. And when she has brought it up, he's come up with these different excuses as to why or what or how. It's never made sense. But we all know, I know, we all know what happened in Tampa, right? Especially seeing as now they're filing for divorce. There's always been issues in their relationship. We know. I think them doing reality TV just solidified it. It just like their divorce already had cracks, but once they joined the show, like it just shattered. There was no saving it really. Now, if you remember last year, Drew on the show discovered text messages between her husband Ralph and his female assistant, who was later fired, by the way. She said, finding out my husband was getting close with his assistant was really hard on me, she said on the show. I packed up my kids and we went to Chicago. I literally ran away from home. Drew also said she wanted Ralph to respect the relationship. Obviously so. I mean, who wouldn't? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. First of all, you at home, join the conversation on this one. When it comes to Drew and Ralph's divorce, what do you think was the ultimate demise of it all? Because a lot of times in divorces, it can be one person's fault. It can be both of the couple's faults. It could be cheating, or the wife isn't doing what she's supposed to do, they claim at home, or the wife may be cheating and the man may not be doing it. There's so many reasons that we could sit here and go over as to why men and women, or men and men, or women and women, whatever, marriages fall apart, right? But with this situation, and from watching Drew and Ralph on the show, I've always gotten the impression that, hell, Stevie Wonder could have saw that they were going to get divorced, right? Ray Charles, all of them could have seen that Drew and Ralph were not going to make it. I mean, he did gaslight her a lot, and a lot of the scenes that we saw, the whole going to Tampa, going out of town. If you're in a relationship, let's just break this down real quick. If you're in a relationship with someone that you love, that you cherish, especially a marriage, and you're going to go out of town for an extended period of time, you owe it to your spouse or your partner or whomever that you're laying down with every night. You owe it to them to say, hey, I'm going to be going here on X, Y, and Z. Is that okay with you? Do we need to work an arrangement out for the kids, or whatever the case may be? Like what can I do? You want to come with me? If the person is able to, whatever you've got to do to make your partner comfortable, because it's not all just about you and your wants and your needs and you wanting to go to Tampa. You got somebody else in this, so you've got to make them feel secure. And even if someone is not insecure at all and they are a secure person, it's always good to make your partner feel like, you know what, this is what's happening, this is how it's happening, this is when it's happening. I just want you to know, being secretive and all that shit, I don't play that in my relationships. You want to go to Tampa and not tell me, you stay in Tampa, bitch. Don't come back, because the key, the doors will be changed, the locks will be changed. Hell, I'll probably have a whole new address. You will not be coming back into my bed if you go and stay gone for an extended period of time, because we all know what was going on, Ralph. We all know what was really going down in Tampa. And where are my other little notes at? Drew says that Ralph was misusing funds in her bank account. Now, remember, we just now talking about him going to Tampa and he's taking these trips, not letting her really know what's going on. Are you, Ralph, using the money that that's in the bank account, Drew's bank account, or whatever, the money, pretty much the money that she's made, point blank period, is what I'm trying to get to. Are you using those funds to fund your trips and your mistresses and your whores, allegedly? I'm just asking. I'm not saying, I'm just asking. Because look, let's face it, Ralph may have his own job, he might be successful in it, but Drew's bringing in 6 figures a year. She's on this hit TV show. She's at least bringing in, her 3rd season now, she's at least bringing in $350,000 or more. So are you, and that's not counting endorsements, brand deals, appearances, any movies that she's doing, because you know she's an actress. If I found out that man was doing that, all I can say, Drew, get you a good attorney, get this shit written up, get the receipts, get your receipts together, get your documents, your bank statements, get everything together. Because I have a feeling that Ralph was using her money for rendezvous excursions. Not just to Tampa. More than just Tampa. And another thing I want to know. Y'all gonna wait to file for divorce after the show ends. Like, Housewives of Atlanta just finished filming. They just wrapped their season like a couple weeks ago, a month ago. If that, y'all just now gonna file for divorce. Now look, I know you can't plan your reality like that. I get that. So maybe we will see on the upcoming season them navigating this, trying to save their marriage, or we'll get to see all the cracks and the holes, and we'll get to see Ralph going to Tampa again, and pretty much their divorce or their marriage crumble. I have a feeling that's what we're going to be seeing in the upcoming season. If they're getting divorced now, it's not going to be all roses and bubbles in this upcoming season, right? They're going to have to be going at it. It's going to have to be crumbling. I don't want to see it. I hate to see it, especially a black family. I don't want to see that. I want them to stay together. But now, last but not least, this is all speculation. We don't know this to be true, what I'm about to say next. But word on the curb with Ralph, word on the street with Ralph, is that he likes to dip his foot in the lady pond and the man pond. The word on the curb is he's bisexual. Now, people have used the term gay. I don't think he's gay. Do I think he's bisexual? No, I don't. But here's the thing. Do I think that there's a possibility that he could possibly be? Yes. Just because this man does not have a limp in his wrist, a strut in his walk, or a sass in his voice does not mean someone is not gay. A lot of times people think you have to look or be a certain way to be gay, when a lot of you would be surprised that a lot of these very masculine men who are in sports, who hold these positions that most gay men don't, a lot of y'all think, oh, they're not, no, he can't be gay. You never know. And some of you may say, well, oh, why are you singling out Ralph now about that? Because if you remember last season, there was I think it was Candy's assistant. Whose assistant was it? One of them's assistant brought it up that he was gay. Had told one of the girls that he was gay. Now, at the reunion, when Andy confronted the guy on speakerphone about it, he claimed that he didn't say that, but I believe he said it. I totally believe he said it. Somebody probably told him way after he filmed that, or when it aired, yo, that was wrong for you to do. So now he's kind of backtracking. But look, Atlanta is a very, very, very gay town. Most of the men there are gay. Not saying Ralph is, not saying this is why. However, his random excursions that he has, the infidelity that he has, it may not just be all women. It may not just be all women. He may have been dipping his foot in the male pond. Again, I don't think he's gay. I don't think he's bisexual. Has he messed around with a man before? Maybe. Who knows? All alleged. We don't know. But the fact that he has been unfaithful in his marriage, the fact that he has been dipping and doing and dodging all through Tampa and all these other streets, makes you wonder, well, what are you getting into? Just women? Men too? Threesomes? We don't know. Shit. Anyway, I really wish Drew and Ralph the best, and I hope they can co-parent for the sake of their children and one day end up friends and maybe get back together. Who knows? I want to hear from you on both of these stories, so make sure you join the conversation. You comment below. Give me your thoughts, opinions, comments, reads. Don't be nasty now. Y'all don't come in these comments being nasty, because I'm going to get that ass if you do. But let me know what you think about Michael Darby suing Candiace Dillard Basset. from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Is it justifiable? Should he be able to sue her? Do you think it will hold up in court, or do you think it's going to fall through in the end? Also, what do you think about Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman divorcing? Do you think this was more of Ralph's doing, or do you think it was more of Drew's doing when it comes to the demise of their relationship? Also, how do you feel about Ralph and his little rendezvous that he's having and going to Tampa, going to these places without telling his then wife? Do you think Ralph was up to something? Do you think Ralph's been dibbling and dabbling with both men and women, or you think that's just a rumor? I want to hear from you. Make sure you let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well by hitting that button right below this video that says subscribe, and you will be locked in with the D Squad here. Also, like this video by pressing the thumbs up button. When you like this video, it shares it throughout the YouTube world so more people like yourself can find us and we can keep this party going each and every week. I love you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See ya.